Welcome to Card of Destiny. I'm Pandora. If this video found you, it means it's meant for you to hear. This is a message for you. Today, we'll explore your relationship, how you and your partner see and feel about each other, the current dynamics, and what the future may hold. If you enjoy my readings, please subscribe and share. Your support means the world to me. Let's begin your reading. You, the person who is watching, Seven of Cups reversed. You've come a long way. The reversed Seven of Cups tells me that you've recently been emerging from a fog, a period where illusions, wishful thinking, and emotional confusion held sway over your heart and mind. But now, you're beginning to see things as they truly are. No longer swept up in fantasy, you're starting to discern what you want in love, and more importantly, what you don't. Perhaps you've had experiences in the past where promises felt sweet but turned out hollow. Maybe you were drawn into relationships where idealism overrode reality. But something has changed. The reversed Seven of Cups is like waking from a dream. It's the sobering moment after a storm, where you take stock of everything, including your own tendencies to hope, to ignore red flags, or to hold on to someone simply for the potential they showed. This card reflects a person who is choosing clarity. You might be saying to yourself now, I want something real, not just something that looks good on the surface. There's a kind of emotional sobriety here. You're no longer being seduced by fantasy or paralyzed by too many choices. You're stripping things down to the raw essentials of emotional truth. And this may not be easy. You could be in the process of letting go of old dreams or illusions, and there might be a sense of grief involved. But what's remarkable is your strength. You're choosing truth. You're choosing discernment. You want love that feels grounded, not just intoxicating. In your current connection, this energy may show up as a deep questioning. You're probably no longer satisfied with surface-level affection or romantic gestures without consistency. You want your feelings to be honored with integrity. You're becoming someone who chooses love consciously, not impulsively. And that is powerful. Your partner, the Hierophant upright. Your partner brings a very different energy into this dynamic. One rooted in structure, tradition, and deep-seated values. The Hierophant is not the card of whimsical romance or emotional impulsiveness. This is someone who believes in commitment, structure, and doing things the right way. And they might be someone who, even if they don't show it emotionally all the time, takes relationships incredibly seriously. This person may be more conservative in love, not necessarily in politics or personality, but in how they approach relationships. They might believe in certain rules or frameworks that guide them, whether consciously or not. Things like loyalty, family expectations, spiritual beliefs, or their own inner code of ethics likely shape how they behave in this connection. There's a quiet strength here. Your partner may not always be expressive in the ways you'd like, but there's a sense of dependability. There's someone who might not fall head over heels impulsively, but if they choose you, they mean it. And they may see your relationship as something sacred or long-term, even if they don't articulate it often. But here's the complexity. The Hierophant also represents conformity, and that can sometimes feel restrictive. You may find yourself wondering if your partner is too set in their ways. Are they too tied to tradition, too cautious? Do they struggle to meet you in the emotional depths you crave? Or perhaps they expect you to align with their belief system, whether that's about commitment, lifestyle, or communication styles. This doesn't mean they don't care. In fact, the Hierophant suggests a deep respect for the relationship, but they may struggle to adapt or to show flexibility. This can create tension, especially if you're evolving emotionally and craving more freedom or spiritual depth that feels more intuitive and less dogmatic. Your partner might be someone who does better with clarity and roles. If things are undefined or chaotic, they may retreat or become more rigid, but at their core they value love, loyalty, and partnership, even if they express it in structured or old-school ways. Current situation. The Hermit upright. The Hermit energy between the two of you suggests that this is a time of reflection, distance, or quiet inner searching, even if you're still physically in contact or together. This card is a strong indicator that both you and your partner are on personal inner journeys right now. There may be physical space, emotional distance, or simply a sense of soul-searching. In this relationship, there's something sacred unfolding beneath the surface. The Hermit is not about disinterest or abandonment. Rather, it's a call inward. It speaks of solitude, introspection, and spiritual maturity. It suggests that both of you are in a phase of pausing, listening, and asking deeper questions. Who am I in love? What do I truly want? What does intimacy mean to me? This can feel lonely at times. If communication has slowed down or if one or both of you are feeling more emotionally withdrawn, it's not necessarily a bad sign, but it is significant. The Hermit isn't about rejection, it's about going within to find wisdom. You or your partner may need this time to connect with your higher self before re-engaging with each other in a more meaningful way. You might be learning that being alone doesn't mean being unloved. It might also mean that your relationship is growing into something deeper, even if it's uncomfortable now. There's a karmic tone to this, like this time apart emotionally, spiritually, or even literally, is helping both of you prepare for the next chapter. Still, the silence can be hard. You might feel like you're not getting answers or clarity from them, or like the relationship is moving into unknown territory. But if you honor this space as sacred, as part of a soul journey, you'll find that the Hermit brings illumination in time. What's hidden now will not remain hidden forever. Possible outcome: Two of Wands, upright. This card is where it all starts to take shape. The Two of Wands is a card of decision, vision, and power. It shows us that in the near future, both you and your partner will reach a crossroads, and you'll be asked to choose what to do with all the clarity and inner wisdom you've gathered. This is not a card of passivity. This is you holding the power in your hands. You're beginning to see clearly what direction your soul wants to move in, and you're also seeing the potential of this connection. There's a readiness in you, and in the relationship, to define what's next. The Two of Wands indicates expansion, planning, and strategy. You may begin having more conversations about the future. You might initiate actions that reshape your relationship dynamic, setting boundaries, asking for more commitment, or perhaps choosing to move on and create something new altogether. The card doesn't demand a specific outcome, but it tells you that you will act, and that this action is important. There's a surge of confidence returning here. After the emotional fog of the Seven of Cups, the solitude of the Hermit, and the structured but potentially rigid influence of the Hierophant, the Two of Wands empowers you to make your own path. You're no longer reacting, you're choosing. And your partner? They may meet you in this place if they're willing to leave the comfort of what they know and join you in co-creating something visionary. If they remain too fixed, you may choose to walk a new path, and that would be a path of strength, not loss. There's something new on the horizon, and it will be built on truth, courage, and aligned intention. You are not where you once were. You've evolved. And this card confirms that movement is coming. And it's a movement driven by inner clarity, not confusion. Extra message: Eight of Cups reversed. This extra message offers a hauntingly beautiful layer of meaning. The reversed Eight of Cups speaks of unfinished business, emotional attachment, and the deep, often hidden difficulty of truly letting go. You may be holding on to this relationship, or to a version of it, even when part of you knows you've outgrown it. There might be a deep emotional tether between you and this person, something that makes walking away feel like tearing off a piece of your soul. And yet there's also an awareness that something essential is missing or unresolved. This card is not necessarily a sign to leave, but it is a gentle nudge to examine why you might be staying. Are you staying because of fear, guilt, hope, love, habit? The reversed Eight of Cups suggests that you may need to revisit your emotional motivations before you can make peace with whatever decision lies ahead. It may also indicate that your partner has struggled to fully show up or emotionally invest, and you're left waiting, hoping, holding space. You may be caught in the in-between, not fully together, not fully apart. This liminal space is where emotional stagnation can set in. The card also speaks of a longing for something deeper, a soulful yearning that you've tried to silence but can't. You may sense that there is more for you out there, in love, in life, in spirit. But something keeps pulling you back. Now is the time to ask, what am I afraid to walk away from, and what would I walk toward if I could trust the unknown? Conclusion. This relationship, as it stands now, is a dance between clarity and tradition, between emotional realism and spiritual structure. You, the person who is watching, are no longer content to live inside illusions. You've begun to see the emotional truth of what you need and deserve, That clarity, born from the reverse Seven of Cups, is your guiding light. Your partner, represented by the Hierophant, brings a steady, reliable, and perhaps rigid energy. They care. They believe in the sanctity of connection, but they may not easily bend. And that could be the challenge. You are evolving. They are holding firm. And somewhere between those truths lies the question, can you meet each other in the middle? The Hermit shows that for now both of you may be walking parallel paths, alone but with deep reflection. This is not an ending but a pause, a sacred recalibration. And from this solitude, answers will emerge. Soon, with the Two of Wands, you will come to a moment of powerful choice. The fog will lift. The time for dreaming or wondering will pass. You will decide, not just what to do with this connection, but who you want to be in love. And through it all, the reversed Eight of Cups reminds you to honor your emotions, even when they're messy. You may need to confront the part of you that clings and the part that yearns. And in that tension, something will shift. Whether you stay and rebuild or part ways to honor your soul's call, one thing is clear, you are awakening. And your love life is no longer a place of illusion. It is a sacred space of choice, wisdom, and transformation. You are not lost. You are becoming. Thank you for watching my video. I hope this message brought you the clarity you needed. If you enjoyed it, please support my channel. Good luck on your journey.